that like, asking for a friend?
Sure. What would the friend want to know?
No, it's just me, like, how do you, like, learn to relax and everything?
You're doing it.
You're doing it.
Shit. You're learning this stuff. So, like, clenching your teeth would be, like, or like grinding your teeth while you sleep, that's just an indication of stress.
Indication of stress.
Do you balance that out by building prana with the prana and the positive and negative minds? Or-
Yes, and here's one, nobody else has this friend, right? Nobody has a concern about this, or has a friend who's asking.
I grind my teeth too a lot.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
it's a
just,
lot.
we do, either ourselves or people we know or your students. There's a little handy thing, if they're willing to do it. Okay, ready? Well, actually, we should go Agyanenama first. Step back in, and then we'll do that. Agyanenama, Jugadyanenama, Satgyanenama, Siddhigurudeva. Agyanenama, Jugadyanenama, Satgyanenama, Siddhigurudeva. Agyanenama, Jugadyanenama, Satgyanenama, Siddhigurudeva. That feeling of fulfilled and content can come through the practice of the breath. When you have your inhalation and your exhalation equal in length and depth and intensity. And that takes a little practice. It takes a little opening up of your thoracic area, to get your pelvic diaphragm open, and you relax the psoas, those kind of things. We'll let the breath naturally drop in. With the handy little tip for your friend. Okay, sit, comfy. Let your jaw relax. And then drop it down as far as you can. Take your tongue and take the tip of the tongue and press it up against the upper palate. And there, that base of the tongue, it should stretch a little bit. Feels a little uncomfortable. Yeah, then you've got it. And breathe through your nose. We'll do it for 3 minutes. And if your friend can do it, needs to do it less to start with, that's okay.
I'm not stressed. Can I skip this? No.
Well, you practice
And
it
sit in the back
so that you can
or
teach it.
up in your mouth.
You're just letting the breath come in wherever it lands and letting it go. With the lengthening of the jaw, lengthening of the tongue, pressing of the upper palate. You might notice as you continue this that your breath naturally becomes longer without any specified focus or effort. And just allow that. tongue, relaxing your jaw, exhaling through the nose. And just taking a moment to notice. And you open your eyes as soon as you're ready to do that. What was your experience?
My jaw hurt really bad. My jaw hurt really badly.
Okay. And the base of your tongue probably stretched a little bit, or
Yeah.
in addition to that, what did you notice?
I was like salivating so
Mhm.
much. I thought I was gonna start drooling.
You can
I had to, like,
swallow,
yeah, I had to
you
do
can
that a few
swallow,
times.
because we don't want to make a mess.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can swallow, yes.
When we first started, probably the first minute, I almost felt it like pulling under my eyes too. It was all connected. And then that released and
It felt really similar to the lion feeling.
Mm-hmm. Even though your breath was through your nose.
Maybe I was breathing too
Okay. Next cycle, breathe through your nose. What else did you notice?
For the first time in a long time, my face doesn't hurt. I smile so much, my face hurts.
I do feel a release in my jaw. I was so focused on my tongue that I do feel it more space created here.
Yeah,
Could that have benefits on like sinus pressure by chance?
yes, it can.
I
The
can breathe.
intention is twofold. One is when you press your tongue up, you have a meridian point for your hypothalamus. And that helps to balance your endocrine system, which can leave you feeling more calm. The second part of it is the jaw. When this releases, you release a lot of tension in the brain. And then the third part of it is your breath. Did you notice that it shifted even without you like making a change?
It got longer as I was dealing with the pain.
I like your pain, your face stopped hurting, right?
Right.
Yes.
I know we shouldn't proceed if something is discomfort for us, but is there something to say behind the discomfort that maybe there's some practice that needs to be addressed?
Yeah, and the discomfort depends on what the discomfort is and what's caused from it. If you're uncomfortable because you're aggravating a current condition, that's a good idea not to do that. If you're uncomfortable because something is shifting, an old pattern that's been held is starting to break apart, then you might want to breathe through that as best you can. It's also okay to take a pause and then come back to it. Because you don't want to, we're not intending for you to be in excruciating discomfort. But if you're able to have the tolerance to be able to monitor mild discomfort and using your focus and your breath, then you gain something from that. Yes, Rachel.
I felt a little, I have a kind of a sensitive gag reflex. Ever since I had my children, I'm not sure why I never really had sensitivity in the back of my throat, but just one of those things that is wonderful that happens to your body possibly when you have a child, you know what I mean? And when we do some of the bandha that you lock, where you tilt the throat back and you put your tongue on the roof of your mouth. What bandha is it?
Jalandhara.
Jalandhara, yeah. I get a very sensitive gag reflex too there, so I have to just relax my throat as much as possible and relax my chest, but it takes a lot of mental effort to just focus on that relaxation because I get really panicked about it. And just now when we did that, I still felt like there was a lot of I just wanted to gag almost a little bit. So I moved my tongue a little bit more forward and that helped slightly, but my jaw definitely felt better afterwards. Like Claire was saying, I felt that space. Should we do it at nighttime if we do like my husband tells me I grind my teeth in the middle of the night and he wakes up from the squeaking, like he can hear it. And I mean, they're not like, the dentist, like there's no damage or anything. It sounds worse than it is, but it just, should I do that before bed? Like before I go to sleep?
If you're noticing that your jaw relaxes, that's a good thing to do.
Okay.
The intention of it is to create a stillness in your mind. And when that stillness in the mind comes, then we have less anxiety, repetitive habits like the fidgeting you were mentioning, like grinding of the teeth.
So we're not really treating the grinding, we're treating what is
The cause of the
causing the
grinding,
grinding,
right.
which is the anxiety and the
Yeah.
stress
And you know, in the yogic thing around this particular meditation, you know, your mind is, when the mind gets very registic, when it gets just like, you know, like minds can do, this cools it. It's very cooling that way. Yeah, I mean, you know, there's another other option for those of your students or friends who find it uncomfortable because you do salivate, you sometimes at that. If they want to do something else, different effect but similar, take your hands in a bear grip so the left palm's away from you, the right palm is facing you, and your fingers connect. Your right thumb's up, left thumb's down. Take this right thumb, block off your right nostril, and give it a pull. And breathe through your left nostril. Let's take a second, maybe a few minutes to do this because this is different than your simple left nostril breathing because of the mudra. The mudra is different. Your hand is placed at the throat chakra. And when you pull, you augment your magnetic field at your throat chakra. We hold a lot of fear in here, restriction in here. So you're breathing through the left nostril, you're holding this mudra, giving a little pull, and notice what happens to the throat. And maybe that'll affect your, whatever's going on. Let's see. And then complete your breath cycle, so you end with an inhalation. You can release the thumb. As you retain your breath, just give it another pull. Then exhale through both nostrils and release your hands. And what did you notice?
Clear, cool sensation, a space, and I can almost see or feel like a light blue space creating in the throat.
And what accompanied that?
in the throat itself.
Yeah, in this moment.
Well, it was actually really peaceful to focus and to calm the calming sensation and how it almost funneled through the throat, the energetic feeling, and it just kind of cooled it all off once it was in my lungs and then back out. It just seemed like it was just cooling the prana and the air throughout.
What else did you notice?
I feel very light and open, like not just my face relaxed, my neck, everything. Like I just feel more loose and
A
open.
few other things.
Yeah.
It seems like every time we do something like this, it like makes space
Yeah.
inside. Almost like you're letting go of something, but you're not quite sure what that is, but it's just gone. And so like you
Yes.
have like this, I envision like holes in a pegboard, you know, where like you take the pegs out and now you have that light that's shining through, that's what and it's like space. That's what it feels like every time we do something.
Yeah, space and some ease maybe that
Yes.
goes with it, yeah. Yes.
I had a similar experience to Janine, but right after we finished, I immediately put my tongue on the roof of my mouth, and I put it back a little bit, and I don't know what to say. The sensation was definitely not nearly as strong as it was before, and I think everything is more relaxed, like my jaw, my neck, my throat. I can even feel it down in my collarbones a little bit. I just feel like I've let go of something, like Janine said, and I don't know what it was that I was holding on to, but something.
And it was 2 minutes.
Wow.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, this is the other beauty of these things. You can do them short.
Yeah.
I almost felt like a sharp pain on my left side, but then it kind of felt good type of pain. It kind of like this massaging feeling. Yeah, when somebody finds your spot. Yeah. So we are pulling hands to hands.
Yeah, your hands are pulling equal weight.
Equal weight. Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
My inhales and exhales definitely felt longer. Especially taking it in one side instead of two. But I did something similar to Claire where I felt it open and cool and like a light blue. That's what came to mind. But it almost felt like it was just the left side taking it in. Like the right side was like on pause or something. for
It
those
wants
2
some
minutes.
attention.
Yeah.
Well, this is specifically for reducing agitation. So consequently, you can have nostril.
What was that called again?
Reducing agitation,
The
this particular one that we just did. Yeah.
it was just called reducing agitation.
Does it have any effect when you do the opposite side? Do you do
You
it?
actually, it isn't taught with the opposite side.
Okay.
It's taught this way. It's not taught by.
It's like
Okay.
it's like almost one thing you don't do both sides. Is it
Well,
right?
the intention is to ease agitation. If you breathe through the right nostril, you increase your fire energy. So it's to create, with the idea that the ragistic energy was already overactive. And this is to clear it down. Right. I think your friend has what she needs.
Yes, yes, we all learn.
Only time will tell, but
Yeah, report back.
Oh, I will. I will.
Okay.
I'll tag you in the group chat.
So I wanted to give you a little gift. This is a card that has golden milk recipe on it. So
Thank you. Thank you.
and if you're signing up, I
you.
have more.
Someone else sitting there?
Who's that handsome
No,
man
that's
on the
just all
front?
my stuff.
That's Yogi Bhajan.
Ah.
He looks wise.
She has such
Gentle eyes.
Yeah, that beard's got wisdom.
Oh, are these different ones?
Yeah, they're different. There's a different picture.
Oh, but it's the same recipe?
Same recipe.
Okay, I was like, I just messed this whole thing up.
No, it was just the picture's different.
So there's two sides.
That's his good side. Shanti laugh.
I've never just wanted to hug somebody from a picture. I just want to hug him.
Oh, it's like feeling angry, drink 8 ounces of water and like.
So the plan for the afternoon takes into account that we ate an amazing meal. So our focus next is we'll be doing, in the next hour and a half, 3 different things. First, we're going to be having you sort through and assess for yourself what one new habit you could make that would bring more vitality and ease in your day. That's our first question. Then we're going to ask how are you going to do that, like whatever that one thing is. And it doesn't have to be done every day, whatever it is you choose, just that you're starting one new thing. And what support you need. I'll put the questions on the board. But that's what your writing assignment is now, to address those 3 questions. What one new thing can I do, new habit, new behavior, or it could also be a belief, a way of thinking that can quiet your mind a little bit, that you're going to bring into your life, into your day, bringing more energy and ease. What support you need and how you're going to get that support. have finished writing, please come standing. And we'll walk around the room a little bit with the mantra Wa E Guru. Wa E Guru. Wa E Guru. You can mix it up. You have to go in a circle.
Just follow him.
Wa E Guru. Wa E Guru. Wa E Guru. Okay, wherever you are, bring your breath in. Let it go. And find 2 other people that you want to sit with. They'll be in a group of 3. With one group of, hey, what's up? So, one group of 2, 2 groups of 3.
See, we're not mathematicians, guys.
Just look at each other.
All right, and now you're going to sit with one another and share what is the one thing, new belief or behavior that you will do to bring more ease and energy in your life. What support you need, and how you're going to get that support.
I need to work on my sadhana. I do it, it's just not,
Why
I do it.
objects
And my fear is coming out because like literally why I waited until the last possible moment. No, I went through the whole thing and I just like I'm terrified of doing that. So I need to work on specifically, but you still feel it, right? I feel it on my face.
Yeah.
I always felt like
I have 2 hours.
They said we should
prioritize based on everything before I do this. Practicing something on your own in your own head
is way different.
is different than teaching it and then also practicing it with someone guiding it through with a video or guiding it through your own person. So I think that's a strong suit. I've done some ways and taken some workshops and studied the absolute tits off for years. And not so much Pranayama, and like I do Pranayama when it's just me, just like at the end of my physical practice, but that's just not good enough, and like I know exactly that's not good enough, and I just have a different priority that's going on, and I'm still really sad about it, but no, yeah,
But that's exactly it. I have different priorities in front of me.
Well, we can study it together.
So this is where I'm like, I really need to focus heavier on my own sadhana, and part of that comes into what I was saying last night, Friday night, just having to my but that's good in the sense just because like I can focus on this, I can focus on strong suit, I can actually spend time with my girls, which I haven't no, like, and if you get work here, yeah, exactly. Yeah, and really, and so I'm tired of not having time with my girls. I would rather be broke as hell than not spend time with my girls. So I'm going to, yeah, routine is like probably the number one thing, and then I'm going to, I have a space that I do, but I'm going to create a like a sacred space. So it's like,
I'm switching my alarm, or like I'm like, I don't want to go to work, so I'm just gonna lay in bed and be lazy, so then I don't have to go to work.
See, and I don't
have feeling.
I'm getting
It's really just like, again,
well, and I don't have like a separate room that I can vision, but like Cody and I, we made 2 bedrooms into one big master bedroom, and so like I have space. I just need to create that. Yeah, exactly. Like that's why
That's your thing? That's exactly what I wrote.
yeah, and that's it, because I need to hold myself accountable. I need, like, even if it means just like coming into the space and just sitting there and just being like, okay, I'm in this space right now. Like, I'm here. This is all I got, but I'm here.
I think it's important just to know that when you're not overwhelmed, right, and like it's just
it's really hard to hold yourself accountable for that. It's really easy to come in here and you're like, okay, well shit, I gotta do sophomore 2 days in a row, you know, like it's super easy to do that. Super easy to even come into a class because you're basically being held accountable there, you know, like, oh, I gotta show up, shit, I got 14 people in this room, I should probably do it. Honestly, yeah, that would be really cool to be straight, like just
Yeah. I was like, do you want to see how?
I just write by every single one.
I
wrote Shanti, but now listening to you guys, I think I just have to make my one a priority myself. Do you know what I mean? Because it was, and it was.
I'm into it.
I need to find I don't, I'm practicing it, but I'm not sure right. Like, so I need to like practice it the right way.
Yeah, right, I just allowed myself to be like,
Right, exactly. It's not that I'm not doing it, I just. In the beginning, it's like,
I have one, you know, I try, so it's not like.
Writing it all down and then like just practice teaching
But I
it.
enjoy having.
It's just the whole idea of overwhelms me. Even when they're like, you can do a short, but then just do a little
I could so chill.
overwhelms me. And I
my tutor was
can't,
kind
I'm
of
a visual learner, like I can't think about every single piece of thing. I only have a piece of paper in front of me. And it just seems like too much. Like I have to.
well, I appreciate that. It's going to be hard for the next couple of weeks to get, I'm still committing, but it's going, I know, I already have foresight of what the next few weeks are going to be like because I actually have to leave a job that I really, really like, so it's going to be a
But like in
very
reality, I have this
small,
shit to
it's not like I'm
I have to
leaving
like just stopping to meditate only for like a minute or two.
I was that's my life.
I'm just like,
it's not bad, it's not bad. It's just,
it's less stressful. The more important thing we're gonna do in every single day.
the camera's on.
Noted, sorry. Change subject.
No, you're fine. I already said what I was comfortable saying in front of the camera.
So what do you need?
Okay, so, my name is Abby, I'm gonna do a session on meditation twice a day. I'm having
Or whatever.
So this one, that is how
See, for me, it really says, right now, I'm so stressed. And I like, I get up and I like,
I have it written down, but that's.
And then there's times that were too close, and you're like,
Yeah, I'm thinking of my thoughts of times that I'm gonna I just need to discipline. I need to discipline myself because I'm
and I'm excited to write my new place because I have a TV. It comes down, but then, and I'll have a big space in front of it so that I can like do it even more.
don't do it.
I mean, it's not ideal, but like, to me, when I want to fully relax,
I can resonate with that.
yeah, there's like non-meditation.
I've been
But no,
on
I want
like
to relax, so I just like,
ask this
I'm
somebody says because of
I just want to like sit
so
for
a lot of my projects have
definitely. But right now I'm on my phone, so I'm not just laying there.
yeah, I just
And when it's not ideal, I know it, but
Sean's really good about it.
you know,
Yoga today. It's not like, okay, well, I worked double yesterday, and everything hurts. Like, I
if
don't
I gotta do it, I just like this way to do it, I guess.
See, and that's when your other part of yourself can be the physical part is just rest.
right.
Sit there.
You're also
Yeah, it's turning into mentality.
And especially because like, you know, we sit here and say yoga can be put into all of our lives, but like most of us haven't seen it in our lives. Even taking 5 minutes to talk, even taking 3 minutes to talk.
Yeah, I used to feel that. First 2 years
Like
of
last night, I was
accepting
like, family thing, they asked me about yoga, and I'm just like, yeah.
you start teaching.
Change the subject, I'm like,
So I'm connected with you about time. How are you doing on time? You're 2 of you. So. The groups of 3, are you answering the questions for each person? And how much more time would you like?
2 minutes.
2 or 3 minutes?
Yeah, 2 minutes, please.
All right.
Thank you.
2 or 3 minutes coming up.
And then
yoga, like it's anything. That's what my dad was like, yeah. I like taking pictures. It's really honestly, no, it's not everyone. It's mostly to my family that
I
like
mean,
takes
it pushes you as a teacher, you have to do it too. Yeah, because we can't always go to class.
It's like the guys like Monday.
And she, but on half the class, on and more on. So I think that's who I was with last night.
Yeah.
I almost feel like I have to like the shots to slow down because she, you know what I'm saying? That's kind of our whole family though. They're just like, like my grandpa will tell the same story 5 times. Like he knows he just told us.
Yeah, like my 6-year-old and 9-year-old do they're self-sufficient. They go to they
Make their own breakfast.
yeah.
I'm just saying it was really hard.
But go ahead and take it. Eventually, I'd like to be able to commit to that amount of time.
But the finance of doing right now,
Yeah.
you might be able to find that.
Well, and that's what I'm saying. Is like, even though we say as a patient 5 minutes is hard, 3 minutes is hard, whatever, like somewhere in your 24 hours, there is that amount of time. When you need it.
I don't know, it might be Texas tomorrow.
Sometimes they cover back your office a bit more.
I like
Yeah.
that.
That's what
And I made like 2 different flyers for office, and then I just took those flyers and modified it and copied it. Yeah, and I handed out like 15 of them, and I got
think we
the
need
last one, like,
Why don't you do like layers with like the ombre thing, purple and pink and teal?
But yeah.
Just go all out.
I feel like people
I like if my clothes is really
Sometimes
fast.
they feel like giving out the class education thing.
Okay.
It's too funny.
And
You didn't just wait for you did a little bit, but it wasn't you and your mom.
it was, he had a performance perspective. And that, because he holds you to a very high standard, you're very tough.
Having your schedule also.
Yes.
Just more than I ever have. Last week I took classes, this next week I'm taking cake. Yeah. I was shooting video and then 6 physical stuff. I started a yoga program.
So bring your conversations to a close.
It's like how fun right now is stuff. Take one and snap and take it on this too.
Yes.
Well,
On your
Yeah, I want to
The answer me too.
Like, I'll probably, like, once we probably have it, I'm gonna go down for like a week, and then we come back, I just don't want to have shifts.
Don't do too much, you new homeowner, you.
Well, get nasty.
So weepy.
We'll see. Like, I'm almost
Welcome to being in debt forever.
That's right. Here's some fruit.
I know, I was just like, where is?
I'm good. I cried and walked in front
Tears are like that.
Yeah.
You love me, go with or without tears.
Hey, this is great.
Yeah. Look at Claire.
I've never seen someone look so happy about.
Thank them. Look.
It's so healthy.
Do you have what you need to take your next step?
I think
One
so.
thing, just one.
Mhm.
Do you clear about what that one thing is?
Mhm.
How are you gonna get support, what support you need, and then how you're gonna get that support?
Mhm.
Anyone not have those 3 things?
I don't know if I don't
Sort of.
not have those things. I think I still need to find where I'll get that support. But
That's
it's
fine.
there. It's
Okay.
not possible. I think it's just being specific so that I can really benefit from the support.
Can you find that support here?
Possibly, yeah. Absolutely,
Okay.
yeah, no, absolutely.
Nobody's waiting
No,
for it.
it's totally a doable process for sure. I just hadn't really thought outside of that just yet.
Okay.
Do you have an iPhone?
Mm-hmm.
Let me work with your settings.
Oh, and I've set it on there too. It's just
What setting?
making sure
You
people are
can
following up on it.
only, you can put on your phone to only allow yourself screen time for certain things
Oh.
at certain times.
Oh, yeah, where do you see that?
Right.
Is it under settings?
Mhm.
Yeah, it's pretty wicked.
Tell us
Because
more.
you can turn it off too, you can ignore
Well,
it,
you could actually turn the phone off.
right?
That's a novel idea, isn't it?
Leave it in another room, put it on silent.
It's under screen time, under your settings,
setting.
and you can turn on your screen time, and it'll set a time frame. So, say mine's set from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. it's on, but then after it turns off. So I still can access
There's
my phone.
downtime for total phone, there's app limits, so you can turn on like, okay,
Alright, so you got
Facebook,
options.
1 hour a day.
I have like.
So that's one of my supports that I will use towards my.
That's a good support.
It is a good
Isn't
support.
that kind of sad, like our technology notice what's problem with itself and they are trying to solve that problem for you while you're on the phone?
They're like, hey, we'll just put it on there for you.
Yeah.
It's
They don't
on,
worry
but
about
it's
it.
still
It's in
here
there.
for you to
Yeah.
look at. Yeah.
You could literally just like put it
Yeah.
on something else.
Mine's-
You can add an app to it, always use or always on section, and then,
Can I do this to my husband's phone, like without?
yes.
Right.
But underneath that, it's all limit
Alright.
family screen time.
So one of your decisions is to use that?
Yeah, yes. So to build vitality was to really sit with different meditation practices and the deep relaxations, but I struggle because I do social media. I help here with their social media on top of just the world of social media itself. So being on my phone, between emails and Facebook and everything, it's there, and I know it's a problem, so it takes away from my time. We were saying like 20 minutes on your phone, or go 20 minutes meditating. The benefits of meditating is just through the roof compared to the feeling of ignoring reality that you're doing on your phone. And I know so part of it was being mindful of continuing to live more mindfully of this, and then just finding an accountability buddy to be like, hey, did you do this before you got on your phone, or where was your time for yourself?
And that's what the
first?
support is supporting.
Mhm.
Because our habits will take over,
Yep,
our old ones, yeah.
absolutely.
So how do you train a dog to keep you accountable?
Rub his tummy.
Like have to feed the cat so the cat meows to realize they actually have to do something. Cats.
Yes.
You wanna tell her?
So
Oh,
They are different.
they are different, and I think we don't have a recipe here.
Yeah, I can't find a recipe either
But
online.
it looks like there's a lot of great stuff.
Yeah, there's like
winding
taking
down.
care of your.
No,
what are you not seeing on there?
the golden milk recipe is only on some of them.
We
It's
don't
not
have,
on all of
I think
them?
they have two different
it's different.
content.
Yeah, they're two different. I would
This is
The other
awesome.
one doesn't have a golden milk? Oh, it doesn't have
This
a
is
golden
winding
milk.
down, getting ready for bed. I'd like
Yes,
this.
you
Yeah,
take the
I was saying,
golden milk.
Okay, so if you guys did not get the golden milk recipe, let me know and I'll give you one, okay?
Who's got the golden milk?
You didn't get a golden milk recipe.
I must have put some of these old ones in here.
You get one.
Who needs golden milk?
I have golden milk. I have one of the other
You want the other one?
Pass
Pass them around.
Amanda grabbed
She has it.
So I didn't realize I brought two.
Sorry.
So everyone who wants
Wait, man.
just golden milk, some people want both, you can have both.
We got it.
Unless you.
We can.
Do what?
Does everybody have what they need here?
Well, Vicky said she just wanna look at them.
This is the weirdest thing.
Shanti, are you doing a Kundalini training next year?
We are,
In New Mexico?
yes.
When are you doing it?
We don't know yet. I'm gonna have a woman who's doing her first lead practicum to become a lead trainer. And we haven't set dates. So she'd be running, she'd be running it, I'd be working with her, teaching with her. And it'll be probably in Santa Fe. It could be in Espanola, we haven't firmed the location. If you want us to keep you informed when we decide to do that,
Yes, please.
give me your email. And we'll put it in the thing and send it
Yeah,
out to you.
I'll send the paper around if you guys want.
Can we stay in Earth ships while we're there?
Earth ships?
Yeah, the houses.
Oh.
Yeah, like the gray
Oh, the
ones.
Earth ships, they're further north in
Yeah,
Taos.
yeah.
They're in Taos. But you could, if you wanted to come a little earlier and investigate them, because Taos is between here and there. Takes about 4.5 hours to drive if you drive.
Oh, it's not bad at all.
From Colorado Springs to Espanola.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's very meditative. You just get in the car,
I like that.
chant.
Do you know yet if it'll be like a week long or over a weekend?
Okay, the current
or-
plan is, it'd be 3 days, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, once a month for 7 months. That's the current plan.
Friday to Sunday,
It's
once a month for
7
7
months.
months.
Kind of like 300
And that'll give our 200 hours in there.
So, with 200, would we be 700 certified or only it's separate?
It's two separate, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I
It's just
think-
like, it's just an additional 200.
You'd have another certification. You'd be certified as a Kundalini yoga teacher.
I don't think that anyone here at Cambio has
Nope.
that certification, do they?
There's like 3 people in the city that has it.
Yeah, it's a pretty hard training to find, like,
Really?
I mean, I haven't seen.
There's
Really?
one
That's not-
out of Boulder that I'm aware of that does it. in the state of
There's one in
Colorado.
Crestone.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Maybe I'm just not looking hard enough.
There's one, that's one
So
in Santa
Erica,
Fe.
blonde-haired Erica,
Yeah.
Cough,
yes, she's in the middle of Kundalini teacher training in Boulder.
oh, she did do the one in
That's
Boulder.
It's
Okay.
starting, I think, in the fall.
No, I think she already
She's
started.
starting now, yeah.
She might have been going and we didn't know, but,
Oh, or she's
So-
finishing one.
Maybe she just.
or maybe she's finishing.
Probably
but she-
finishing one.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that's
Who
what it
knows?
is. It's
She's
something.
in it, okay.
She's
Yeah.
always going for a training,
Yeah.
so yeah. So you might want to talk to her about that.
So is there other, I mean, there's still postures, right? Is there other movements?
You're in
What-
the training,
in-
you'll learn Kriyas, which are movements like what we've been doing.
Mhm. And there's more of those.
Oh, there's lots more of those. You won't learn them all.
Yeah.
No, there's like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them actually. And so you'll learn level 1 Kundalini yoga teacher training.
How many levels are there?
What's that?
How many levels are there for Kundalini?
There's 3 levels,
Oh, okay.
and then level 1's 200, level 2 is 300, so then you have 5 when you're done. And then level 3, it's not in the Yoga Alliance system.
Yet.
I don't know, I mean, we kind of don't meet their criteria with this.
Okay.
It's very self-directed.
Mm.
It isn't like you take a course and you come out with level 3.
Mm.
It's a self-directed process. So,
Thank you for answering all those questions.
okay. So what we're doing next, we're doing 2 things. One is we're going to do a moving mantra, it's called mantra dance, with, to expand your radiant body, to give you the experience of your radiant body. So I would like someone who'd like to demonstrate it with me.
Rachel?
Yeah. Whoever is willing to stand up.
Just volunteer.
Volunteer, okay. So we're gonna use this mantra. Getting a man. You have it. And you know Sonata Car, you heard her music?
Yes.
If we're gonna use her version of it. we'll actually, we'll walk it through. Then I'll put the music on. Then we'll all give it a show. Okay. So we're gonna be in a circle when we do this. So the first phrase is Ad Gedename. So we just greet each other. So we say Ad Gedename. Then we're here. So that you're pressing here, but then you're gonna open like the sunshine. You got good ename. Sat?
Oh.
Down together.
Like, yeah.
Yeah. Well, this is the first time she's saying it, right? Sat good ename. Then we go Siri good ename. And then you turn, and then you have the next person.
Oh,
Like
that's so
that.
fun.
Let's do it. So I'll cue it up. Please come standing in a circle. I think we've got enough room. If you go over
Bounce out the way.
I'm just gonna wash my sticky.
Okay, so we're in a circle.
In a circle.
In a circle. And there's 11, so you need an even number, so I'll name the first round.
Can't leave anybody out. So you
Hey guys, I picked up
Okay,
another
we're
class
gonna
if anybody has bass access.
fire it out.
Nice.
If
If you have bass access.
Okay.
Oh, no. It's me. That's what that was for.
We got like 3 of us.
Okay, face your partner. Hold on. I have it all figured out.
Rachel turned to Shanti. So, it's been 7 years to me. Shanti just all of them were like,
Nobody wants to play with me.
what are we doing? Just walked away from you. You're like, she just.
Partner.
No, your partner.
Shanti, Shanti, your friend.
Okay.
I don't even know which one she's wrong.
Me either.
Well, we'll do it like this anyway. We'll do stick with the same partner so the music starts.
Okay.
Practice rounds.
Yeah, she sings slow. She is.
This hallway.
You're ready.
Wait,
Oh, no, we go this way. Okay. No.
Alright, my partner.
Yo, what's up?
It speeds up the show. I think we got it.
Yo, what's up? Someone's watching it. I can't see them. They got next to everybody. Not yet, Rachel. She's like, let me go. Do you know what to do? Me either.
Okay.
People doing this as cowboys, right? I know, right? I don't know if we have it.
Oh yeah.
We should all do it together, guys. Oh yeah.
So probably you have been at the festival. Still thinks about
Kids go there.
I mean, could you imagine them trying to say
But I got her first on plan.
Right?
Because it's just like, you just let it hurt. That was it.
Wait, she's first.
Where did I start?
And she goes, and she's so balanced, like, the whole time, like, so balanced. Did you say that out loud, maybe?
Some of you guys are so good at your chanting when you grew up.
Good at chanting?
Yeah, and you too. This one I struggled with more than the others, I think. Knowing the words.
You had to think about what you're doing.
Yeah.
I think we've just learned so many new things to chant and to do that I'm getting some of them mixed up. Like last night I was in bed trying to go to sleep and like all the different chants were like playing simultaneously in my head and I was just like, I don't even know what's happening right now. Like
I think I was hearing the Akonkara specifically keep coming back while I was falling asleep.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
So the intention of that was to integrate what you have been experiencing these 2 days into your radiant body. Did the intention get fulfilled?
Yeah.
Or did you get that? Okay.
I feel like everyone's just glowing right now. Everyone just
We were just
looks
like
so
smiling,
glowy and happy.
and just
and-
like it was a beautiful practice.
Yeah.
You do that with like strangers and it's just kind of uncomfortable. We all love each other.
But
So
even
uncomfortable.
then, with us, yeah.
I don't know uncomfortable.
You could do it to a stranger, you know those things where they make strangers look at each other in the eyes?
Yes.
And then
I've
they
done
start
that.
crying, and then they start hugging, because you get that connection.
What was it in our 200 hour? They said like it takes 7 minutes to fall in love with someone or something like that.
I think it was 3 minutes.
It's
like, eye
yeah, something
contact.
very, very short. And we did an exercise like that in 200 hour where we just had to look at someone, couldn't say anything, had to try to eliminate any like real facial expressions. I mean, just staring at each other. And I remember my partner was Suzanne, and this is like what, week 2 or 3? Yeah, and so I'm just like staring at Suzanne, and I didn't know her from Adam, you know. And I just remember like, as the minutes progressed, just like watching her face and just being like, I wonder where she got that smile line from, you know, like what made her have that reaction on her face, you know, like you could just see the different things in it. It's quite profound what you can really like experience with no words.
I saw that here today, I mean, with each other. We didn't really like, you can always tell when people don't want to look you in the eyes because there's something sacred and special that you're about to share with that other person. And so it's really overwhelming at first, but I know that there was certain gazes that it just didn't, we have a mutual understanding and you're safe here.
There was something childlike about that.
Oh, yeah.
The dancing and the taking turns with people, I just felt like a little kid or something. I just got some
Reminded me
innocence.
of my big fat Greek wedding.
I'm
She wants to have it as
flashbacks
a
to walk.
first dance at her wedding.
I know, I want this to be my wedding, at my wedding. Make the families combine.
How often do we actually look people in the eyes anymore? I mean, even when we talk to each other, we're looking side to side because there's a vulnerability. Like they say that eyes are the gateway to the soul, and being intentional about going deep, like in a playful manner. It was all encompassing, and I thank each of you for sharing that space with me because it was awesome.
Yeah, I noticed 2 things, that every one of you has varying levels of comfort staring in the eyes, and then that a hand temperature was something I've noticed too. Like some people had very cold hands, and then quite the opposite too. Like it was cool experience.
You have one cold?
No, I didn't hit any, no one's hand was cold.
Yeah, no, I
No,
did.
one person's hand was
I
cold.
danced with a couple people that had one was actually cold, another one was like
Were
cool.
my hands cold?
I don't remember who. I don't remember.
It's all a dancing blur.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's usually when I teach you and stuff.
That was cool.
More you want to share about that experience?
I really like when you first interact with each other, there was like this 5 seconds of chaos. First bowing, then we just like, okay, this is cool, and we know what you're doing. Yeah, I agree.
It was sweet to turn and not know who was it gonna be. And you're like, hey,
That is so true. We're all in the same room with each other. That is so true.
I mean, we know.
You're like so excited.
It's like, hey, hi. Absolutely.
It brought this lightness, which, I mean, it should, but it just brought such an airy lightness to the entire feel of the room.
That's what play does.
Yeah.
We forget to play.
Yeah.
All the time.
I shared yesterday, you were not here when I shared this, of how I have such a hard time with trust and letting people in. Like, I give and I give and I give, and that's almost a safeguard because then I can keep that wall up and not have to receive. And so this was very vulnerable. And your intention of staring directly into my eyes just made me, I was happy you were, I think, my second or third person, because then I was intentional from there on out to know that y'all are safe and loving, and I know you love me, and so that's letting those walls down and just being thankful again. So that was, yeah, that was kind of hard yet incredible.
I don't know if I made eye contact with any of you guys. I kind of feel a little bit bad. I didn't notice that I
made
didn't.
eye contact.
Yeah, you did.
Well, you don't remember me? It was so personal.
I was like looking at everyone's mouth. No, I just was looking at everyone's mouth. I almost feel like there's like, this might sound a little bit silly, but like I find that there's like this intimacy when you look into someone's eyes, and I don't know, I struggle with intimacy sometimes because of my past experiences in my life, and it's not a bad thing. I just sort of, sometimes I get a little bit uneasy even in those little moments of just making eye contact. Even when I get in a fight with my husband, I can't look at him in the eyes until we've fixed it. Like I physically cannot look at him in his eyes until we've apologized and figured it out, you know, and had resolution. So I'm sorry if I didn't look at you guys very much in your eyes.
You're not looking at me now.
That's because she was staring at me. Back off.
I was so into Janine, guys.
It shows.
Yes.
Just Jordan made a comment. She said she had felt the energy or the prana in my hands, and I was like, oh, thank you. You know, like,
Thank you.
but, I mean, it was just kind of like, yeah, it felt it with everyone. Every time we would touch the hands, it was just like, and not touching the hands. I don't know about you guys, but it was like painting an aura around each and every person. It was just like, hey, how are you? Like, framing, and then touching, and then connecting that energy again. It was just, and then honoring it, and I loved it. Absolutely loved it.
And as we progressed, it got better. Like the whole
Yeah, I got more.
well, like but the prana, like it just everything was uplifted. Everybody's spirit was just like up and excited, and you just see everybody just in a good place in those very couple minutes.
And I did wish Leah was here. I feel like she would been making like a really fun comment after the exercise. I don't know what that would be.
She would have loved that.
Whenever it says Leah, my brain's like, it's super boy.
It's super boy, I know, that's it.
We'll have to show her and maybe do it next time we all meet so that she can like experience it all with us. That might be kind of fun.
We need that.
That'll be
version
our
of the song,
check-in.
though.
She'll just dance.
Put it on our Friday check-in. We'll all come in, we'll get it all out, and then we'll get up and we'll start our dance. That'll be it.
Cameos whole like event do something they just tired and they say that.
It'd be cool if the ecstatic kirtan.
I was literally just thinking ecstatic kirtan.
No, we bring a lot of people together.
She's just like loving it.
Yeah.
Is she?
Just calibrating the mood. I'm glad you had the experience that you had. You're going to do a meditation. I think you're a little bit digested by now. The breathing is very simple, so we won't have to do like, no, there's no navel, bumpy, stuff like that. It's a meditation that consolidates your prana through your tattvas at the heart center, so that you can embody what we experience. And so here we go.
How long is the meditation? Is it a longer one or?
Pardon?
How long is the meditation? Is it one of the longer ones, or? I just have to leave in 15 minutes, so I didn't want to get up in the middle of it and.
If you left at 10 after, which is when you want to leave, is that correct? You should be fine. Do you want to say goodbye before you do this, so that you can?
I don't know if I can say goodbye to everybody, but I do want to give you a hug if that's okay
Because we're
before I
going to
leave.
see you soonish. Like, you're going to see each other. When do you see
Oh.
each other?
Oh, yeah.
We see each other around and stuff.
Weeks.
Some of us see each other.
I do want to. Am I allowed to give you a hug before I leave, or do you not hug people? Or are we allowed to give each other a little hug?
No, because you don't make eye contact. You're one of You have to stare her in the eyes and ask for a hug, Rachel.
That's a lot.
Let's hug this way, because
Beautiful.
because we want to move into the. Do you need a bathroom break?
Probably.
Yeah, let's
So
do
we'll
that real
take,
quick before
okay,
we
we'll take 3 minutes break, because we came back later than 2, so.
Everyone goes.
Okay.
Oh, could we have an extra one for Leah? Can someone get one for Leah?
Isn't someone
What we
So we'll take 3 minutes for water, going into the other room, bathroom. Naps, you can take a nap. Okay, it seems like we're taking a break.
I know. I'm packing up all my stuff right now.
Yeah, but I know we could stand up and hug.
Oh.
In the context of the
Mika, will you take like a
class.
little picture of me and Shanti?
And now we're on a
How does
break.
this work? Just that one little button that's a photo.
Be careful, she's gonna want your autograph.
I have a bunch of them. I keep taking them until you tell me to stop.
Oh my gosh, please stop. I only let him
Just so you tell you, your voice sounded like a George Freeman yesterday.
Who's George Freeman?
They're, not George.
Foreman?
No, not,
The
I'm
girl
totally
guy?
getting it wrong. The guy that does, the God voice, totally said his name wrong.
Morgan
It's
Freeman?
Morgan Freeman.
George Freeman, just make it
Morgan Freeman, that's a big compliment, thank you.
Oh my gosh, that's so many.
When I witness
This
things
guy
in
was
nature,
showing-
Morgan Freeman often narrates what I'm witnessing in my
That's
head.
amazing.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I hear his voice in my head often.
But I mean, really, he's just the best narrator. Now,
He hates his
giving
voice.
him a rival for his
He
young
hates the sound
voice,
of his voice.
Will Smith.
Yeah?
I did not think that he would be a very good narrator, but he did.
That show on Netflix.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it was really, really good.
Yeah,
and
he's
I'm like,
good.
all right,
Same
he could do
crowd, yeah.
voiceovers.
Yeah, he's
I
good.
can handle this.
Who? Jason
Will
Moore.
Smith.
Oh, Matt Damon?
Mm-hmm.
He was Spirit the Horse.
Matt Damon.
Was he really?
Yeah. That's just his
Oh my gosh. My kids
I
literally
like his
just
voice
watched
on
that
South Park.
recently, and it never clicked in my head that was him.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, Stallion of the Cinema.
I pretended to
Actually, I love
do that growing up. That's how young I am. And read horses at recess.
Yes. 100%. I was like,
So,
I was
What
at,
was my, like,
I was in Appaloosa.
Uh-huh, yeah. I was painted and my name was Marigold or something like that. And there was the bars, like the monkey bars was our stable. And I was over there with the field, gallop over there. Oh yeah. One of the girls was really into it, so we were galloping.
He's aggressive in her childhood.
You didn't pretend to be Polly?
No, I didn't pretend to be Polly's, no.
I pretended to be Neil.
like the chocolate, no, because they're not vegan. The chocolate is like truly tiny.
No, video game characters like Sonic the Hedgehog. Yeah, I'm all older than Mika, so yeah.
2 days, I had it when I was on Friday.
Sorry, Hedgehog, like, I
Where's
remember
my
like
weak streak?
they did the computer game that had like this couple like Sega games on it.
Yeah.
Like underwater went on.
Yeah.
I have like mad anxiety. I can't play any underwater. I always die. The music starts to be and I notice when like it was really loud.
Yeah, you suck at it.
Scary.
I don't know like how else to do.
Ninja Turtle.
Yeah, I was my
So
lunch
if
was.
we are still meditating, you can just inhale, close.
I believe
5 days a week.
I just don't want to be a distraction to anybody. But I talked everything else, so I should be good to go. Thank you,
Sleep at the
Shanti.
right time, way after I should be.
Theoretically, we're done by 10 for your.
I know, it actually, the dinner starts at 4. I'm gonna be late still anyways, but I just thought if I took off a few minutes early that I could just get there a little bit quicker. So 4:10 was, I can leave at any time, it starts at 4, so I just.
Alright, so that's your decision.
I know, yeah, I'm just like, I'll leave after
She
this.
gave you a hug and took a picture, you're staying.
I know, that's why I'm saying.
You paid the price.
Exactly.
Alright. Base of the palms, the prayer pose again. Only make your mudra intentional in terms of the tattvas, your fingers that represent the tattvas. We'll be using mentally the sound current, sa, pa, na, ma, as we have used these 2 days. So at this point, just feel the sensation of the mudra. Notice its impact on your breath and on your flow of thoughts. There is no specified eye focus, your eyes are just closed. So we will do this by initially bringing the breath in. Then we'll make the sound sa, ta, na, ma. And that sound will regulate your breath. Your breath will naturally come in and you'll continue it. But as you make the sound, the mental image is moving the sound up the spine from the base to the base of the skull, and then moving the sound down the spine. So you'll be creating sound ta na ma, mentally bringing the sound current up. Sa ta na ma, mentally bringing the sound current to the base of the spine. So we'll start with an exhalation together. You got your firm posture, breath in. Sa ta na ma, sa ta na ma. Bring the breath in. Sa ta na ma. Breath in. Sa ta na ma. So you're moving up the spine and down the spine. Sa ta na ma. 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 Satanama, 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 Satanama,
Satanama. 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 Satanama.
Satanama. Satanama. Satanama. Satanama. Satanama. Satanama. Satanama. Satanama. Satanama. Satanama. Satanama. Satanama. Satanama. Satanama. Satanama. Satanama. Satanama. Satanama. Satanama. Satanama. Satanama. Satanama. Satanama. Satanama. Satanama. Satanama. Satanama. Satanama. Satanama. Satanama. Satanama. Satanama. Satanama. Satanama. Satanama. Satanama. Satanama. Satanama. Satanama. Satanama. Satanama. Satanama. Satanama. Satanama. Satanama. Satanama. Satanama. Satanama. Satanama. Satanama. Satanama. Satanama. Satanama. Satanama. Satanama. Satanama. Satanama. Satanama. Satanama. Satanama. Satanama.
Complete your cycle.
Satanama.
Bring your breath in. continue to move the sound current up and down the spine. And then dissolve the image as you dissolve the breath, let it go, relaxing the mudra. Relax your legs. Open and close your fingers and check out your hands. You can sit still with awareness, or you can lie on your back. It'll take about 3 minutes just to integrate this. once again, bringing your awareness to your breath and finding a way from the inside to gently move, breathe, just awaken yourself. Taking the time that you need. And turning to one side or rolling up, kind of sitting. And as we close, bring your palms together at the center of the chest. And ask your own inner guidance to give you a guiding word that you can resonate with as you move forward from the rest of the day, tomorrow, into the weeks and months ahead. For me, it is Sanket. And Mika. Selfless.
Confidence.
Confidence. Self-trust.
Presence.
Vibrance. Be. Rejuvenation. Peace.
Serenity.
So we give this blessing to each other. May the long time sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on. Guide your way on. Guide your way on. One long Satnam. May our prana give us integrity, clarity, vitality, that we may remain uplifted with ourselves and to serve others. Good timing.
Got it out, yeah.
Come on in.
Yeah, well, I just thought I'd say goodbye to everyone as everything wraps up, so. Yeah, you wanna just stay with us and do the rest of the 300 hour?
Yeah.
Can you just come back every month?
Yes, that would be
How
nice.
many more you have left?
Just three.
Just three more to go.
September, October. Yep.
You're 70% there.
Wow.
Yeah, so, thank you so much.
Oh, you're so welcome. I had your
I was with the RT dinner upstairs, so, yeah, and they're exhausted today. Okay, I'm sure towards the end of theirs and so hard and putting in so much time that they're kind of like. I was on
So
I said to her, I'll just go
Next year, hopefully.
Just, if you
Just fix the place before
Oh,
you do
no.
it.
Like, I don't care, I just like, but maybe a little bit of heads up, and then rest of my face
yes, I like it.
But it's a treasure for me as well.
So I can work with that.
But you can off every Tuesday, Wednesday.
And
Mine would be great.
Yeah, no, I haven't seen them since,
I'm gonna go back, yeah, because I leave, for jumping I wanna.
Observation.
Oh, yeah.
I totally forgot.
You said water.
So it was what was that?
Word.
Wow.